Good morning and welcome to this episode of Getting to Know Our Heavenly Family. Today I want to introduce you to a Franciscan saint, Felix of Cantalice. Felix was born into a poor family on May 15, 1515, and at an early age was hired by a local farmer to tend his livestock. As Felix grew older, he became a farmhand for the same farmer. While he was working, Felix developed a habit of prayer. One day when Felix was in his late 20s, an accident occurred on the farm. He was attempting to train a young yoke of oxen on the plow. Something spooked the animals and they bolted, trampling Felix and dragging the sharp plow across his body. When the neighbors who saw the incident occur arrived on the scene, Felix jumped up from the ground, miraculously uninjured. He ran to his employer and begged to be released from service. From there he raced to the newly founded Franciscan Capuchin monastery and begged admittance. Felix's novitiate was not an easy period of time. Felix developed a chronic cough that made his superiors doubt his ability to continue forward in religious life. Yet with gentleness and humbleness he persevered and was permitted to profess his religious vows of chastity, poverty, and obedience. His first and only assignment was to the Capuchin friary in Rome, where he was given the role of questor. This meant that he was responsible for begging for food for his confreres. Felix accomplished this with such enthusiasm and success that when a famine struck Rome in 1580, the government asked to borrow Felix to beg provisions for those who were starving. The people began to call Felix Brother Deo Gratias because he always greeted people with, "Thanks be to God." Another mission which Felix took on was the children of Rome. He would often gather them into circles, teaching them about their faith by writing and singing songs with them. Sometimes families would invite him into their homes to sing, and he would take the opportunity to instruct both children and adults in the faith. Felix spent 42 years in Rome as the questor. On his 72nd birthday, he passed into eternal life, greeted by the Blessed Virgin Mary, who in a vision earlier in his life had placed the infant Jesus in his arms. Upon his canonization by Pope Clement XI in 1712, Felix became the first canonized Capuchin. The Felician Sisters, who have a province in Enfield, Connecticut, were named after St. Felix. Their foundress, Blessed Mary Angela Trzaskowska, used to gather children at the foot of his statue in Warsaw, teaching them just as St. Felix had done 270 years before. May St. Felix be a light of inspiration for all of us, giving us the courage to dedicate our whole self to God, never doubting in his providential care for each of us. St. Felix of Cantalice, pray for us.